Hello, salutations, what to do, everybody? What is up? What is up? What's up, Kai? What's up, Eric? What's up, Vader? Going on, Green Machine? What's good, Jordan? Arian, what it do? What's up, Prince? How's everybody's weekend? It's been a while. Al Kai, I'll do invites in a little bit. Just getting everybody in here. And for anyone that doesn't have my PSN, there you go. Did I see all the skin bundles Marvel's Avengers released yesterday? I did. Rip the people that paid full price for that unworthy Thor and Gladiator Hawk. Goodness. I mean, if you're new to the game, that's a pretty amazing bundle. You get what was that deal? Like 1,000 credits, 2 emotes, and 2 of the best non-MCU skins in the game. That's a great deal. Wish we had it. What's up, Peter? Doing well. What's up, Herb? Good. Has that guy stopped bothering you? Glad you. I'll be addressing that in a minute. Let's see. Spirit of Paradox. Is that you, Kai? No, that's you said Kyle Kai. Yeah, add me, Kai, because I don't think I have you. Yeah, Minzaya. He's still being extra, so I gotta put it out there. What's up? Show me the Carfax. Excellent username. It's off to you. I got you playing this game again. Oh, that's good. I'm critical of the game, obviously, as I think everybody should be, but also clearly give credit where credit is due, and always are pushing for the game to do well. So I'm always happy when I can get somebody new that was on the fence to come in, or somebody that left the game to come back in, because ultimately I want this game to grow. Your weekend was good, Kai? That's good. Yeah, so I didn't do your Paradox, Messiah. All right, awesome. So I didn't do the weekly recap. I usually do that over the weekend, but I decided not to because there was really nothing to recap. There was really no information. All the Black Panther information wasn't really anything about the DLC itself. It was just Chris Judge and Evan talking about the process of their involvement, you know, the comics, what it was like voice acting. So I felt like I didn't need to add to that. I'll do an update video when there's actual news. As you know, we're still waiting for news about the multiplayer mega hive, the Omega level threat, the deep dive. So once we get that, I'll have an update for that. Well, what's up, Eric? Yeah. I'll start sending the invites in a little bit. I'm just waiting for everybody to get in. I'm not doing it quite yet, but I'll make sure I get as many people as possible in. What cap am I stopping? Oh, so I'll address this now because it was a thing. What's up, Darius? Is it hoodie time for Thor? It's always hoodie time. Wanted to say you subbed maybe a week or 2 ago. Glad to find more content creators. Oh, thank you. Right, glad to have you on board. So we, as people who are veterans of my stream know, this is very much a no cap zone. I keep it real with you guys as much as humanly possible. I call out stuff that I think is BS, no matter who it might offend. That's how it is. But I found out over the weekend that I am involved in a YouTube beef with another content creator. I had no idea I was involved in this beef, but in his mind, we've been basically at war for over a month. I literally had no idea until he attacked me on Twitter, but over the weekend, but apparently I was completely oblivious. This is not a person I regularly talk to, but in his mind, we're basically mortal enemies, which is hilarious because this whole thing started over me not following him on Twitter. Now, this is not God Slave. This is a special shout out to my guy, Stardust. Stardust is part of the Assemble podcast with High Ruler. He, for those that don't know, High Ruler Assemble podcast, one of the biggest channels that covers Marvel's Avengers. He co-hosts once a week, and apparently he got really mad at me because a month ago I didn't follow him on Twitter, and I had the nerve to disagree with him about the IP bug. For those that don't remember, when the Cosmic Cube came out, I couldn't stream it that day because there was a bug that wouldn't allow me, that basically put my whole IP address on the screen. So I couldn't show it, obviously, so I just ended up ranting. But so on Twitter, I saw that he was basically blaming the IP bug on the players, saying that it's not a big deal, and if you get affected by the IP bug, is basically your fault. And he got ratioed for that, but I just came up and respectfully was like, yo, I don't think you should be blaming the players. This is actually a big deal. And he got mad that I wasn't following him while disagreeing, and then deleted all the comments. And I was like, well, okay, that's how you want to play it. I don't care. So I moved on with my life. Apparently, that was basically a declaration of war because he's been lurking in my streams and hating on me from behind the scenes ever since. Apparently, he got really mad that I still watch High Ruler and I don't mention him when I'm in the chat. But over the weekend, he came at me out of nowhere on Twitter because I liked somebody's tweet. Somebody was criticizing Layla and Andy, saying it's not, saying that they're not really doing a good job because they're never in the Discord, they're never in the subreddit, and we basically never hear from the community managers unless they're selling cosmetics. And so I like that tweet because I was like, okay, that's a very valid criticism. It's true. If you check the subreddit, Andy never posts there. No one ever posts there from the team. If you're in the Discord, no one ever posts there except for Andy. Andy does an announcement when there's an announcement. Otherwise, there's no interaction with the team. Compare that to, say, Outriders. If you go on their subreddit, they have a community manager that's always doing these long-winded posts and explanations explaining what content is coming up. So I thought it was a valid criticism that, okay, they're not really doing their job. But apparently he got super mad that I liked this tweet and was then immediately started spreading lies about how I'm obsessed with him and I've been coming after him, and the only reason I liked that tweet was to undermine him or some really weird stuff. He ended up making a video about me. It's really sad, but I had to put it out there because he does have a platform. He is, as High Ruler described him, his partner on the Assemble podcast. They are one of the biggest channels in the community, not as big as mine, obviously, but they a lot of people listen to them, and I couldn't well have Stardust going around spreading lies, especially since it's something over so petty. like liking a tweet is enough to trigger you into a meltdown. I mean, okay. But the most hilarious part is that he's really, active on Twitter, talking about how he's all about spreading positivity in the community and how we need to improve dialogue and discourse, unless you disagree with him. If you disagree with him, then all bets are off. But as long as you're praising the game and Crystal Dynamics and saying they're awesome and amazing, he's so positive and open. But as soon as you disagree, apparently you're evil. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because it became a whole thing over the weekend, and it is quite silly. And it really isn't a big deal, but he's made it clear that he thinks he did nothing wrong and is already in the process of playing the victim. This is a thing he likes to do. He likes to blame, he'll probably blame his anxiety or whatever such nonsense, and insist that, you know, he's just trying to be better, do the right thing, and I'm just the bad guy here because I like to tweet. But apparently that's apparently I need to in the future be very careful about what tweets that I like that come across my timeline, because you never know which content creator will be triggered by it. So good to know if you're an aspiring content creator, don't like tweets, and if somebody that you disagree with wants you to follow them, you should follow them. Otherwise, they're going to be really mad and pout behind the scenes and videos about you. So that now that is out of the way, I will gladly do some invites, get you guys in here. What's up, Shannon? Not bad. What's up, Almighty? Just had to address some nonsense that popped up over the weekend. My biggest fan apparently got real mad that I liked the tweet that he didn't agree with. What's up, Laura? Can you show the Hawk build? I can show the Hawk build. I play the Hawk build. The cap never stops. The cap indeed never stops. There is cap everywhere, but don't worry. I will definitely expose the cap wherever it may be. What was the tweet about? Literally someone said, hey, I don't think Andy and Layla are really doing a good job because they never post in the Discord, they never post on Twitter unless they're promoting the marketplace, they don't post in the subreddit, and they should do a better job. That's it. And this content creator, Slight Stardust, got really triggered and declared war against me. He probably is listening right now, or he has one of his people listening to the stream. He definitely listens to the stream because he also got mad that he was also mad that if you guys saw the developer stream, a bunch of you guys were making fun of Evan's head, and I mean it was really funny, but apparently he was watching that day and he did not appreciate it one bit. Humor is not allowed either. Humor is a no-no. You are not allowed to make jokes. It's real. I'm assuming he's just really mad that I'm doing well and not as big a fanboy of the game as he is. I think that's the heart of it. What up, Ty Versal? Oh, matter of fact, while I'm here, we in the building indeed. Ty Versal, welcome to moderator. Don't abuse your power. He just mad to see you going up. I think that I suspect that's it. I mean, I don't know of many reasons why someone would get mad at me that I like to tweet. Do I know the release date for Black Panther? That's a mystery to me. We know it's in August, hopefully, unless they do something. Who else was trying to play? I saw somebody. Can I? Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Hawk. Yeah, don't abuse your power. Don't abuse your power. Ty Versal. Who you want us to cancel? We got you. Between August 23rd. Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say Black Panther will come out at the end of the month. That's pretty much been when all the new content drops. With great power comes great responsibility, Ty Versal. Oh yeah, gotta have Ty Versal on. Our new moderator. Can you play while being a moderator? Am I planning to hug it out with him? So here's my thing. If I disagree with somebody, like we're debating a topic, and that's pretty much what it is. We just have a disagreement. I have no problem. I have no problem being cool, but the fact that it wasn't about that. The fact that he attacked me, like he attacked me. He spread lies about me for literally no reason other than I liked a tweet and I didn't follow him. And then afterwards, he put out a fake apology where he didn't apologize for what he did. He apologized that people saw what he was doing, because it made him look like a hypocrite. So no, I'm not hugging it out with somebody that is a fraud. Like I'm sorry. Like I said, this is very much a no cap zone. I'm not going to be I'm not going to hug it out and be friendly with somebody who's quite frankly a fraud. Like I'm not about that. Like I'm cool with a lot of people in this community, but the people I'm cool with are, you know, straightforward, pretty chill people. But I'm not going to buddy up with someone who's basically a clout chaser and who has no problem getting mad when he doesn't get his way. Like that's not what we're doing. Hey, Genius Button's here. I wonder if he's secretly Genius Button. That would make so much sense. He can't handle my enlightened Hawk. Go and showcase the build. That's what I'm doing. Who's to be with Slight Stardust from the Assemble podcast. He's High Ruler's co-host. He also got really mad that I called him a sidekick, which, I mean, let's be real. But he got really mad that I liked a tweet that he didn't agree with and didn't follow him, and it became a whole thing over the weekend. I think I'll keep that.
Avengers, with your help, we've managed to zero.
Y'all still haven't. I mean, I addressed it on my channel.
Everyone goes boots on the ground to do as much damage as we can.
Just so the information was out there.
Network access.
Yes.
So y'all knew what actually happened.
Excellent.
As long as he stops being obsessed with me, I will happily not bring him up again, because like I said, I don't interact with this person. I don't really think about this person. I apparently for the last month he's been thinking about me nonstop. So like I would happily go back to not thinking about him at all, but if he's gonna keep talking out of his mouth, then is gonna keep escalating. But I'm well aware that he's a clout chaser, so I'll keep it to exposing the cap and keeping it moving. But as far as I'm concerned, like he's a nobody. Have I got platinum on Ghosts? What the hell? No, I haven't.
I've got a squad in the area to lend a hand.
Let's kick down the front door.
Bald Hawk confirmed. What's up, Tasha? How about that new Suicide Squad game? I'm waiting for it. Got an elbow drop my way to the ground. Hey, it's Black Wakanda, one of Stardust's biggest fans. What's up? I will happily move on. It would be nice if you guys weren't enabling him and actually acknowledge that what he did was messed up. But I understand, you're fans. It is what it is. 9 months in the game. 10 months. Correction, 10 months into the game, Shannon. 10 months. Stardust sounds like one of those toxic girlfriends, La Toxica. I mean, that sounds on brand.
I've got a squad in the area to lend a hand.
Let's kick down the front.
Remember the time I was talking about the steampunk outfits in the broken marketplace? I remember it like it was yesterday. What's up, Tom? Let's get these out of here. Hulk smash. Got my damage buff. Stardust who? That's what I said. No. He is a content creator. He's a co-host on the Assemble podcast, one of the biggest channels in the community, and he just got really mad at me over the weekend because I liked a tweet and I didn't follow him a month ago. So because of that, he got really triggered and came after me. It was very adorable.
It didn't take aim long at all to target you.
They were prepared, that's for sure.
Heads up. Aim set a team.
Why did I go through the ground?
I'm not in a fun.
Apparently it's a new form of the glitch. Usually when I get the falling out of the Quinjet glitch, I eventually land on the ground, or I'll land out of bounds and they'll just reset me back onto the ground. This time there was no ground to land on. What's my damage buff based on? Oh, I got the reactive buff. It triggers, it's perfect for Hawk. It triggers whenever I take damage.
There is an elite aim
18% chance.
Defeat them, and you may gain something useful.
Get out of here. He doesn't even show his face.
Nothing fancy.
I think,
Bring him down hard. This is
yeah, that's not part of his brand. I think he has shown his face at one point, but yeah, he usually makes videos where he's not showing his face, which I can respect. I can understand. Everybody doesn't want to have that accountability, but you know, be a man though. You know, stand. Especially if you're going to talk big about how you're all about transparency. You know, if you have a problem with somebody, that's what DMs are for. If he was feeling sensitive about me not following him on Twitter and me liking a tweet, he could have just hit me up. Been like, hey, can we talk in private? Sure. I have this issue. Okay. Let's go from there. But when you go from that, I have a problem with this person to I'm going to lie about them and come after them, then I'm like, okay, well, you're just a clout chaser then. When did that bug start? Because you haven't got it. The falling out the Quinjet, that's been a bug as old as this game. Getting tired of waiting for your do-rag outfits. I want them too. I mean, the earliest that we'll see them is with War for Wakanda. That's what I'm pushing for.
Still has a lot of security in the area.
Blue Lion on your name. What's up, Dread? Just a fellow content creator, like Stardust from Assemble podcast. He's not happy that I didn't follow him on Twitter and that I liked the tweet that he disagreed with. Put on Maestro. Oh, you want the Maestro? I feel you. I got that Maestro. Am I on PS5? PS4 is a thing of the past. I'm all about PS5 now. I can never go back. People so soft. They are. It's amazing. Like I would never, in my wildest dreams, get mad at somebody for liking a tweet. Definitely not enough to have a meltdown over it. Like, imagine. He's one of these 90 views. I appreciate it. Smash that like button though for algorithm purposes. Speaking of which, thank you all for showing up as usual. I appreciate all of you. Subscribe if you're new. Help me hit that 3K sub goal that we're shooting for. Doom Killer is making a live stream at 6, so hoping you join him. Oh yeah, that was fun. I'll definitely I enjoy Doom Killer's content. If you guys didn't see over the weekend, I was also it wasn't all beef. Last week I got a chance to play with Doom Killer and I joined him on his show. It was a lot of fun. He's a cool guy. Definitely give him a follow and a sub. Support little content creators in this community. What's up, Craig? How you doing?
Sorry we destroyed your illegal data. There's a chest with gear.
What's up, Chris? Is new content coming this week? So yeah, keep it real. It looks like there's so my prediction is next week, Tuesday or Thursday, we're getting the Omega level threat and the multiplayer Mega Hive patch. If I had to guess, the patch is going live on Tuesday and we'll get to play the Omega level threat. And then on Thursday with the reset, we'll get the multiplayer Mega Hive. And then they're going to announce that the Black Panther deep dive is going to be like early August, I would say, when we'll finally get to see the actual gameplay. That's my prediction. So if we do get Stormbreaker Thor, it would be next week, assuming nothing's delayed, which according to Andy, it's not. So the earliest you can expect the new Thor MCU skin is next Thursday. What's my favorite movie? Eesh. That is a tough one. I have many favorites. That's a good one. For years, my favorite movies were Russell Crowe's Gladiator and Will Smith's Hitch. I just love those movies. But in recent years, I think it's Your Name. If anyone's seen that, it's a anime film. It's just incredible. I love it. I think that's currently my favorite movie. That's another year. Thank God for another year of good health. Amen to that, Craig. Appreciate you. That's how you know to get ready for bugs. I mean, I know it's not possible, but there are going to be bugs in War for Wakanda, of course, and the OLT. I'm just hoping it's nothing too bad. What's up, Charles? I'm doing good. Just got this nonsense out of the way, so I'm feeling refreshed. It was a great movie. It was. In terms of my most watched movie, it's definitely Hitch. I've had to have watched Hitch at least 30 times. If they gave us Endgame Iron Man skin the second to last week. No, it's the pattern with the MCU skins was that they were released with events, so that's why I'm not expecting more, because there's no event going on right now. Iron Man was released with the Red Room Takeover while that was going on. So I'm thinking they're waiting for the ulti. If I could pick any 5 villain boss stats of the game. 5? Graviton, because I think he's awesome and would make a great villain sector. Mordo, because we need Doctor Strange. Galactus, because I think it would be potentially that's a pretty epic DLC if we had like a Galactus raid and you fight the Heralds. I think that would be a pretty epic DLC. And Loki for Thor. Actually, no, Beta Ray Bill for Thor, because I know they're planning on doing Loki, but I think Beta Ray Bill would be awesome. Just to kind of expand, you know, each individual character's lore. Obviously, and since they're adding Spider-Man, I would love Sandman. Sandman, I think, would really be awesome as a Avengers level threat. Is that what's happening, James Button? is that the lies you're spreading now? Sure, buddy. Rain Talk activate. MKL come August. Oh, dude, your name was amazing. Those visuals were above and beyond. That's right. That's why, like when I saw your name for the first time, it completely blew me away. Like I loved anime at that point, but that really should be. And like I've seen Miyazaki films, and I've seen like some really good, you know, action, like, you know, Fate Stay really has some incredible looking visuals with their action, but your name is like the first time I really saw like how beautiful anime could possibly be. I loved everything about it. The story was great. The visuals were unbelievable. The music was a banger. I love that soundtrack. That was an amazing film. I love it. Arena mode on planet Sakaar, where we fight waves of Sakarian gladiators. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that's definitely the type of stuff we need. We need like those type of game modes, because I was just playing Ghost of Tsushima over the weekend, and I'm still having fun with Survivor mode. Like all these months later, they're adding an expansion next month, but they haven't added anything new. But it's still fun because it's replayable. Just hop on with some friends. You never have any problems with matchmaking. Run some survival modes. It's fun. Avengers is really missing that. Imagine if the OLT gets delayed again, bro. If they delay the OLT again, I don't know what we're doing here, bro. They actually can't delay it again. Like at this point, just it has to be released as is. Like, especially since Andy came out already on Twitter and said that it was coming out. Someone asked him for a date, if they were getting a date for the OLT. Well, actually, he said that there's only 2 weeks left in the month. So yeah, it's possible that we could get a date in the next 2 weeks, but it will be a date that's not this month if they delay it again. But it would look really bad if they delay it. Because then it's clear that they're not just tuning, it's something else that's wrong. And you play the game. I got you, Chris. A PvP mode, Avengers versus the Hawk. What, like all the Avengers, or was it just for the Hawk? I mean, I feel like we basically had that with Maestro, but a mode where each Avenger can fight each other. I mean, that's clearly not something that they're able to do right now, but in a perfect world, yeah, some PvP would definitely be awesome. If people are enjoying PvP and Future Revolution, especially if you can afford to have a really good build. Is there going to be a sequel to this game? I would highly doubt it. In October, do you think we get something for Marvel Zombies? I don't know. This was brought up last year, and we didn't get a really good answer about it. So I don't know if there's something they're planning on doing. Maybe they were waiting because the game was in a bad state. But I mean, they should. So they could put them in the marketplace. They can make it a part of a game mode. Like, they should go for it. They're scared for the Wakanda raid. It might be a cloning lab situation, but you mean in terms of being delayed for a year? Yeah, I mean, technically it was already delayed once, because I'm pretty sure it was originally supposed to come with the Wakanda expansion, but I don't think it's going to be the same as cloning labs. I think the way they're talking about the Omega level threats, they basically learned a lot about the way they described it. They learned a lot about Omega level threats through player feedback and doing all the bug fixing for Super Adaptoid, and like they're combining the best aspects of both to create the Wakandan one. So in theory it should be good, but who knows. Play with Thor. Who, me? I can play with everybody. You think it gets delayed until early August? Yeah, it's definitely concerning that there's only 2 weeks left. It's on the roadmap for this month. There's only 2 weeks left in the month, and the only thing they've posted about is the multiplayer Mega Hive. So it definitely sounds like it's getting delayed, but we haven't officially gotten confirmation. Need a Civil War pack, but for like what, MCU skins? They definitely should do more packs. Obviously people were mad that's, you know, spent the money already on the Gladiator, Hulk, and Thor and Unworthy Thor individually, but it's definitely something they should do more of. Yeah, definitely. I guess that just goes to show you the best strategy for this game when it comes to marketplace is to just save your credits. PvP will destroy it. Yeah, I definitely don't think this game was optimized for PvP. That's why I'm not like super excited about the prospect of it. It would be cool, obviously, to have a console Marvel game with PvP, especially since this game's combat is good. I just don't think it's designed PvP, and trying to make it PvP, I feel like would just be a hassle. Will Black Panther use a spear? I don't know if a spear will be a part of his, you know, regular combos or anything like that. But I did see that it appears his assault heroic is going to be a spear. I don't know if it'll be like a permanent weapon of his. July is going by fast. It is. It's really almost over. Imagine a Secret Wars update that leads into PvP. I mean, imagine that's all we're doing, because I don't anticipate that being a thing. Yeah, I really don't think we're ever getting PvP with this game. It's not even stable as a PvE game yet, so I don't think PvP is coming anytime soon. Wish they would finish cosmetic rework already. A lot of people do, especially the ones that, I feel bad for the people that don't know what it was like before. Like cause I'll have people be like, hey, where'd you get that emote, or where'd you get that skin? And I have to tell them, oh, it's from the cosmetic vendor, which has been gone for what, 5 months now? Today's your birthday. Oh, it is? Everybody in the chat, stop what you're doing right now and wish my boy Craig a very, very happy birthday. Craig is an awesome dude. Very much appreciate him. I think I got the perfect emote for that too. Doing the Spider-Man celebration emote. Got over 100 people in the chat. Appreciate everybody. If you're subscribed, make sure you smash that like button and show Craig some love. Happy birthday, my friend. I appreciate you. Why did they remove the shop? Great question, Chrono. So there's a theory that they removed the cosmetic vendor because they just wanted people to spend money in the marketplace and not have a free option. The official reason is that they wanted to update it, but it's unclear why, for several reasons. One, the only problem with the cosmetic vendor was that they had legendary skins at the bottom, but they didn't rotate out. So we basically had the same 3 skins for 6 months. So people were just like, hey, in a cosmetic vendor, we like it, but can you just, rotate out the legendaries? Instead of just rotating out the legendaries and putting some new legendary skins in, they took away the whole thing. And on top of that, they took away patterns. Patterns used to be these things that drop from missions and chests, where you can take them to the helicarrier and you can convert them into a random cosmetic. They were fun. You had different tiers of patterns, which give you different tiers of skins. They took those away, and they took away the rewards you get at level 50. When you get a character level 50, you used to get a legendary skin, but they took that away too, as part of this cosmetic rework, and it doesn't make any sense to anybody why they would do this. And they haven't explained why they did it, or explained what's taken so long and what the plan is. You buy skin now, yes. Essentially, yes. That is what many people think is the reason why the cosmetic vendor is currently gone. You buy skin now. You buy skin now. What's up, Doom Killer? Appreciate you, brother. All good. Tasha was just talking about you. You streaming later today? I'll definitely stop by. They took those too. Yes, they did, Chrono. Patterns, legendary skins for your level 50 character, gone. Man's a hot dog. What it do? Good to have you. You want to have a one-on-one talk with them? I want to hear like one of those behind the scenes articles that you usually get when a game developer implodes or a game implodes. And like we actually got that pretty early with Cyberpunk. We got a whole article going behind the scenes explaining like what happened, why everything just went the way it did. I would love to hear that with, from someone that works on this game because I'm very curious to see what happened behind the scenes. You agree previous gen is holding this game back? Yes and no. Good to see you, Zach. Technically, yes, there are definitely things they can't do because they committed to supporting previous gen, but I don't think that's significantly holding the game back in terms of its problems. The problems stem from, I think, in my opinion, Crystal Dynamics being the wrong company to make this sort of game, combined with the pandemic forcing them to work from home. I think all of that contributed greatly, more so than anything else. Well, let me check the social real quick. Let's see. Black Bolt wants to play. And who else still needs to play? Why did my attack and riff not reset? Huh. That's weird. How am I doing? I'm doing good, King J. Doing good. Gamer, finally something you can agree with you on. Crystal Dynamics being the wrong company. Oh, for sure. 115 viewers. How many likes? 52. I definitely appreciate everyone stopping by. 116 of you, all 116 of you are wonderful. Just make sure you hit that like button so that even more people can support Marvel's Avengers like you are right now. Oh yeah, Chris and who else? Yeah, Chris and Black Bolt, I'll get you next round. Katie Sweets, oh snap, is this drama Sadat? No, I already adjusted drama, so from over the weekend. So as long as certain people are content to keep my name out their mouth, we can keep moving. I feel like they should have delayed this to March 18th, 2021, so we have Cade and Hawkeye in the roadmap announcement. Imagine how different the game could possibly be if Square Enix let them wait until March. I think it definitely would have been much better, but yeah, that is what it is. Going with Champion 100. I know, I've just been doing it organically. I have not been doing the XP farm because I stopped caring. My Hawkeye is over 100, but yeah, my Thor is the next character I played the most, so I'm definitely almost there. What MCU suit do I think they use for BP? Probably both. What drama have you missed? Oh, what's up, Luigi? Oh, just a fellow content creator, Slight Stardust from Assemble Podcast, got mad at me over the weekend because I didn't follow him on Twitter, and I liked a tweet that he didn't agree with that was critical of Andy and Layla and how they never post in the Discord or the subreddit, which is what, kind of what a community manager is supposed to do. It was a whole thing. It was very silly. But
Avengers,
when you're doing well, this goes in whether it's streaming or sports or whatever, any aspect of life. When you're doing well, there are just people who who feel some type of way about it and just want to bring you down. It's just part of it. It's really nothing new.
Okay, that looks bad.
Hey, buddy.
Some people feel like the easiest way to build themselves up is to tear someone else down. But you know, if you know how to respond to it, you'll just keep growing and leaving them behind.
There's a chest with gear close by.
You want Tom Holland? Brand new exotics for Iron Man in 2 more days. But you're talking about the OLT? I definitely don't think the OLT is coming this week. You're talking about the weekly reset, the Mega Hive. I wish the exotics we got were like good. That'd be a nice step in it, and that'd be, I feel like, the next logical progression. Good exotics.
Okay, doormen are down.
For Spider-Man, they can use the advanced suit in his game. Can they use it? They can use whatever they want. I suspect Crystal Dynamics is going to try to have their own unique spin on the character. But they have the Marvel license. They can. Insomniac has a license to make the game, but Avengers has the license to use whatever they want. They have the whole Marvel. They have the whole Marvel license as well. They can have MCU. They can have MCU Spider-Man suits. I suspect that they'll try to have their own like spin. But we'll probably see the different suits in the shop.
I think it's over.
Bro, you know I have zero time for beef, and I cannot wait for this to be over. But you are speaking facts about people trying to tear you down.
Avengers.
Like I said, Dude Killer, I said earlier, this is a no cap stream. No cap. I speak my mind. I tell you, I call out BS when I see it. I speak the truth as far as I know that it is, no matter who it might offend. That's just how I am.
I do not like
What's up, Mr. Beach? What do I think about the Loki finale? I was relieved that I enjoyed it. I feel like especially since I was following along, like I imagine that people who have no idea who Kang is might be like, what happened? But since I've been saying Kang was behind the whole thing since episode 1, it was the finale of Loki was very satisfying to me. Because I was worried they were going to ruin it, because I felt like WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier both didn't really deliver, especially at the end. Loki, I definitely enjoyed. I understand people that didn't like it, but despite the flaws, I definitely did enjoy it. And that is the part we don't get. They have all the rights but are not using them. Yeah, so now I understand that they're not trying to make an MCU game. That's fine with me. They're seem to be mostly drawing from the comic books, which I support 100%. What I don't understand, and what I'd love to learn more about, if there's something behind the scenes we don't know about, is when it comes to the marketplace. Like why do they do certain stuff with the whole inspired by? Why don't they just do one-to-one cosmetics? Why do they make all these, especially when it comes to comic skins, why do they not just do a one-for-one recreation like every other game does? Like every other superhero game, when it comes to comic skins and movie skins, they just give you the skin as it is. They just do a perfect recreation and people love it. But for some reason, with a lot of these comic skins, they like make a lot of weird changes, and then they have a lot of recolors. So maybe they have a limited license when it comes to the cosmetics in the marketplace. Maybe it's like too expensive and it's a way to save money. I don't know. I'd love to figure out exactly what it is going on. If the Rebel ends in 2 days, does anyone think anything else is lined up? It's supposed to be the OLT, but since we haven't gotten literally any information about it late in the last few weeks, then I'm guessing the Omega level threat is going to come out next week with a new patch.
Here's an energy boost.
Which have the actor from Spectacular Spider-Man played, oh, the voice actor in this game. I heard a rumor that there's going to be, that they may have found the voice actor for Avengers of Spider-Man, that guy Yuri, but no confirmation. But I thought it was interesting. I didn't think it was worth making a video about, but I saw some people getting excited. Am I excited for Kang to be the next big bad? I was all ready for Kang ever since episode 1 of Loki, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see, and Jonathan Majors is a great actor. He did an awesome job, so I'm excited to see what they did.
What in the
All up, bro, like the truth. I will continue to do so, Doom. I recognize that you're friendly with old boy, but you know, I'm not going to pull my punches. If there is cap in the air, it's my job to clear it. Josh Keaton. Oh, someone's down. I got you. You think they got Yuri? Yeah. So the interview that they reference, it definitely sounds like he confirmed it without confirming it. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reveal. I'm just not particularly invested in it, because what I want to know about Spider-Man is everything else. Like, what are they going to do with the web swinging? How long is the DLC? What villains they're going to use? I'm not concerned with who the voice actor is.
Time for target practice.
The Red Room should stay on the war table. It might as well. It's literally just the harm room. like, why not give people some like, for me it's bugged, so it's always been on the war table for me. But I understand why. Like, yeah, just for people that want to keep playing it, just leave it on the war table.
Major A-Day vibes, Clint.
Just so people have something else to do. Thor build. When I'm waiting for the MCU skin to drop for Thor. Once it does, I will definitely make a build video for him, because I do enjoy this build. It's a lot of fun. Cosmetic team seems uninspired. They made some great skins, but law 90% of them are recolored, not comic accurate at all. You're not buying another reskin? Reach, my brother. Reach. Yeah, that's why that's why I would actually like to hear from the art director, assuming that he's not going to BS us, because I legit want to know what goes on behind the scenes, like what goes into making these skins. Like, why don't they make them more accurate? Why do they make all these random changes? Why won't they do the hair? Like, why are there so many recolors? Like, what is it, a money thing? Is it a licensing issue? Like, why? I would love to know the story behind that. The reskins are getting uglier about a week, and like that's what I'm saying. Like those sets that they keep releasing, the volcanic skins look better than the previous set, but then they raised the prices. Like, I don't understand it. Then they took away the weapon skin, so they don't even have that level of detail.
You know what? Fine.
This might be a stretch, but we need a whole Sinister Six. I mean, that would be awesome, but yeah, that I'm definitely not expecting anything that crazy. That would be awesome though. For sure. I'm expecting something like, well, this. Aha, I knew it. I knew you were going to try that BS. Not catching me slipping. Not going to catch me slipping. You really tried it. They show no love for Thor in this game. Oh, 100% agree. Thor definitely got the short end. Get out of the way. But yeah, for Spider-Man, I'm expecting something relatively simple. Like one villain. Maybe it's probably someone that the Avengers can fight to. That's why I think Rhino, well, I really hope they don't do Rhino, but I think someone like Sandman would be an awesome choice. Obviously Venom would be a choice for a lot of people, but I'm not expecting anything too crazy. But Sinister Six, like if they made like a whole Sinister Six type of deal, that would be pretty awesome. But I feel like that would be pushing it because I haven't gotten the impression that the DLC is going to be that big. And I feel like the Sinister Six would be, I mean, that's basically kind of like a game. I think it has a lot to do with time. Recolors are easy and add a disguise of its content. New skins take time to code. Yeah, which then begs the question, why not just, instead of putting out new skins every week, especially since you're working from home, you have all these shortcomings, why not just release them less frequently, but substitute in higher quality stuff? You finally got a moderator. I did. I felt at this point it felt silly to not have a moderator. Especially since if it was going to be anyone, it was going to be Ty Versal. Well, I felt like it would be silly at this point not to not to just give him the title. He's definitely earned it. It's just me not looking into it. But yeah, definitely glad to have Ty Versal looking after things if I'm distracted. What's up, Red? Today's doing fine, all things considered. How are you doing? How was your weekend? Things Shattered Dimensions. Oh, that game was fun. Any date on the Mega Level Threat? I wish. What's up, Cloud? All right, let's get some new people in. Mod of Thunder. Good. Do your job. Do your job, Tyversal. Start modding. Let's see. Black Bolt. Chris. What's your PSN, Chris? Cloud. Love you. I love you too, Ali. I appreciate you. Is this game crossplay? I wish. No, it is not. Sadly. There is no crossplay. I will not be anytime soon. Green Goblin would be cool as a DLC. I wouldn't even mind Green Goblin. Like, especially, I think that would be, we have a flying villain. The first one, unless you count the Warbot, which I don't. I think that'd be an interesting mechanic. I mean, we kind of had it in that, we kind of had that thing in Spider-Man games before, but I wouldn't even mind Green Goblin if it came down to that. I would prefer someone we haven't fought before recently. Weekend was going good. Missed the Christopher Judge stream, but watched the whole vid on the memes halfway through. Were the best part. Yes, obviously it rubbed some people the wrong way, but I thought it was hysterical, and I love Chris Judge. Am I excited for MCU Thor? Not particularly, only because I don't have confidence that it's going to be good. Darn basic. Basics. Your hope Division 3 will be crossplay. I've still not played Division. What do you think is the best method for XP level up since they patched the amount of XP? If you're just doing a pure XP, if you're just looking for a pure XP farm, then just do Up from the Depths. The Black Widow iconic mission, just kill the adaptoid at the beginning and then reload checkpoint immediately after. If you wait too long, it won't reload before you killed them. It'll start you at the elevator, so just do it. We're not ready yet. Still waiting for people to come in. The buff will... Going to substation. All right, cool. We need villain sectors with chase aspects. Oh, yeah, a chase type of deal. Yeah, that'd be fun. I thought they patched that XP farm. They did not. Unless my game is special, I still do the farm. The one thing that is different. I will say this, the one thing that is different from the Up from the Depths farm is that the amount of XP you gain doesn't appear as frequently as it used to. Sometimes it doesn't show up until later. So I think what happened is people were waiting for the XP marker to appear before they reloaded checkpoint, and after a recent patch, it doesn't always appear. So you have to just keep the same timing as before. So like soon as the music changes, basically just reload checkpoint and this should be fine. What's up, Pino? Nothing much. Just out here avenging. Punching some robots, waiting for the official announcement that the Omega level threat is delayed, which is what I'm predicting, unless it comes out next week. I make you happy. Well, I'm glad. I want to make everyone happy, and I'm glad I can do that by playing a video game. Wouldn't be surprised if they remove the gear vendor. I don't think they do that because there's like no money involved with the gear thing, and because you can't buy gear in the marketplace. What do I think about Doc Ock? I would prefer Doc Ock to someone like Green Goblin for sure. I think that would be, unless they made the Green Goblin boss fight like different with like, since he's flying, maybe if it was something like through the city, that'd be cool. I like Doc Ock. Finally got that hang pen artifact today since your mission was bugged. Oh, congrats. Yeah, that was bugged for me for a while. Your name is Rick in the game. Oh, solid. Just Rick. Do we have a Venom, Villain Sector, and Mysterio? I'm all for it. That's what you thought? Yeah. You like your farm a little? Appreciate you, Jen. Have to agree, this game is screaming for a calibration station. A calibration station. Yep, for 10 months we've been literally screaming and still nothing. Hopefully with Wakanda it comes out. Do I ever pick up Scarlet Nexus? Bro, I still didn't finish freaking Ratchet and Clank's story. I'm still not done that. I was gonna finish Ratchet and Clank, and then I was gonna finish Resident Evil, and then check out Scarlet Nexus. I'm just slacking on my gaming. They Craven the Hunter. Oh, that wouldn't be bad. Am I excited for a Black Panther? I'm excited to play Black Panther. I am nervous that the DLC is going to be a flop, because it's really important. They're open for Strange, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, Winter Soldier, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Vision. So Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel are in the game. They're actually being actively developed. Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange were in the files, but they're currently not in active development. So maybe that's something that'll be in the next year. Well, not this coming year, but after, pretty much anything after Captain Marvel is a mystery. We don't know what they're going to do. So maybe that's where someone like Strange could come into play. But Winter Soldier, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, those are definitely things they're working on. Gotta get back to work. How long am I streaming? I'm streaming for several hours. I think I'll be off at like 4 or 5. I'll be around for a while. Let's see. Did they reset my... they trying to get me out here, bro. They didn't reset my Tachyon Rift. They just do not want me to get exotics in this game. They did add Killmonger as a DLC. Or like a villain sector. I wouldn't mind a Killmonger villain sector in the Wakanda region. That'd be fun. Black Panther is a flop. That would bury the game right next to Anthem. I do not disagree. It would definitely be a bad look. Have I tried Future Revolution? I have not. I did not, since it's not out yet officially. I didn't bother to get the emulator. I wanted to first see before I went through all the trouble of, you know, getting the emulator and then doing the VPN thing. I was like, well, let me see what it's actually like. So I watched people who actually played it and got the emulator to see, you know, what I thought of it, and it's not for me. Not gonna lie, this game has a good cast of voice actors. Definitely. I mean, no one can argue that. They got A-list talent. It's almost like they spent all their money on the voice acting and the combat team. And they didn't have much left. Am I going to play Guardians? Sure, if it's good. Like if I see early reviews for, you know, from, you know, people that are actually reliable, that say it's, you know, it's buggy, it's trash, then yeah, that's a skip. But if it's functional, I'll definitely play it. Benimos is like a double team. I think Wolverine was did some concept art for like group heroics and group takedowns, group moves and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. You stop caring about future evolution. Yeah, like if you're in the MMO RPGs with a massive emphasis on money, I mean that's you. I just don't like playing games like that because I feel like it's just a matter of time before they start really trying to force you into the marketplace. Because I feel like games like that inevitably go full pay to win. Like they get you hooked in by letting you get some free stuff, and then if you want to compete or anything like that, then they're like, oh well, now it's going to cost you. It'd be a bad look, but no way as bad as Anthem. Yes, I think at this point, the Anthem comparison probably isn't really gonna land, because I think this game has more content than Anthem ever did, and that's going to become even more apparent when Wakanda comes out. I mean, despite its rough start, this game has been going on for 10 months. It's been rocky for sure, but the game is still a bestseller among PS5 games. People still cover it. It's still getting regular updates. So, but if Wakanda, fails and doesn't bring in new players, I think the game will get support for the next year and then probably go away. They'll probably hope that Spider-Man turns things around again, but yeah, Wakanda definitely is important, but they still do have Spider-Man. This game can definitely turn around once we are at 20 plus characters. Not even that. I don't think we need anywhere near that many characters. They could turn it around with they could have turned this game around with just the characters we have now. But with just Black Panther and Spider-Man, it's the game could definitely turn around. Because the problems of the game, the problems with the game aren't the amount of heroes we can play. The problem with the game is the actual experience of playing with the heroes, like the bugs, obviously, but also the lack of replayable content. Like, this is a multiplayer looter, and it doesn't have pretty much any of the components of a looter. There's no farmable in-game type missions. There's no real functional gear system. The exotics aren't really worth pursuing. There's no recalibration system. If they fix all of that, all the quality of life stuff, all the basic functionality of the genre stuff, then the game will definitely turn around without needing to add more heroes. But yeah, if the game actually does all those things, adds an end game, fixes gear, then yeah, I expect we'll get continued support. We'll eventually see bigger name characters like Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, but before that, they got to actually, make the game functional. Like, they got to make sure it has all those features that a game in the genre, needs to keep players. I don't think Spider-Man is going to help since it's only on PlayStation. Well, at this point, they've pretty much alienated everyone except PlayStation. So since PlayStation is the biggest share of the gaming market anyway, I think the game might just shift to being PlayStation focused. Potentially. If they can't get anyone else, because PC is gone, like Steam, all that's gone. But if they can't really get Xbox players, then they'll probably just focus on PlayStation. And they can definitely keep going. They just have PlayStation's base, for sure. But they have to actually make the game something they want to play. If Battlefield 2 can do it, Avengers can. Yeah, the potential is there. It's just, you know, can they execute? They gotta execute. I wish they would do a monthly questionnaire where they could ask fans. Funny enough, they actually do. They don't send it to everybody, but they do send out periodic questionnaires asking people about which features they want, you know, what they think about the game, what they want, what they expect, what they want to get better, and stuff like that. You definitely have to be on the Square Enix newsletter, but they definitely do send them out.
Nice work. We'll analyze these readings ASAP.
Oh, Kevin, no news on anything really.
Thank you.
No news on Thor. No news on the Black Panther deep dive. Nothing on the OLT. Pretty much nothing. When will the update come when we play at the same character? That's tied to the Omega level threat and the multiplayer Mega Hive. So probably next week is when at the very least the Omega level threat, I feel like is probably going to get, there's a decent chance that'll get delayed. They gave me 2 Tachyon rifts. Interesting. The Omega level threat might get delayed, but I would expect the multiplayer Mega Hive and the same heroes patch to come out next week. And it is a long time coming. People wanted that feature in the game at launch. Didn't get it. And when they brought it out with the Tachyon anomaly, people were like, whoa, just keep it. It makes matchmaking go much smoothly. So I thought it was weird that they took it out. Like, I thought they should just kept the Tachyon thing going, but it's back now because they needed something to advertise once they had the delayed patrol mode. So here we are. What do you think of YouTubers being attacked by fanboys who are not liking the Loki finale? I think all of that is dumb. I think people should just stop being so partisan on issues. Like it's perfectly fine if you enjoyed the Loki finale, and it's perfectly fine if you didn't like it. I don't like how people feel like if you don't agree with them, you're bad. Like there are people who thought the whole Loki series was complete trash, and they'll dunk on people that liked it, and I don't think that's right. Just like I don't like how, you know, fanboys will harass people who criticize the thing that they like. I think you should just be, I think you should be able to take criticism, and you should definitely be able to take criticism that has literally nothing to do with you. Like, you didn't make the show. You just watched it. Like, don't be so invested in it that you get mad that someone criticizes it. Xbox player base not big. Everyone got that base game for PlayStation because of Spider-Man. Yeah, I think if their goal was to get as many players on different platforms as possible, the Spider-Man exclusive deal was pretty much the stupidest thing they could have done.
Location on your HUD.
And they're learning. They're definitely been learning
Ultra-high frequency radio
that lesson.
which might explain the lack of cost.
The Resistance doesn't use fancy Avengers.
You still understand what patrol mode will be?
Reason to take
Neither do we. The preview that we got, the patrol mode in theory is supposed to be just an exploration mode without any objective, so you can just load in with your friends or by yourself, and you can run around this open environment, and bosses and enemies will randomly encounter. There'll be opportunities for loot, and you can just, it's something that you can hop in and just play for hours and not worry about an objective or anything like that. People familiar with Marvel Heroes played this game, played that mode a lot, and it's basically the idea is to bring that to this game, but it got deleted. Doomkiller sent you as cracking here. I appreciate you. Appreciate Doom as well. Definitely make sure that this little community of ours keeps growing. As long as the game is relatively alive, I'll keep playing it, keep supporting, because I still believe in the potential. So let's keep it moving. Appreciate everybody that's showing love. What's up, Tony? Any news this week? So I think, well, I hope, but I definitely think realistically the dev stream that's coming up this Friday is going to have a lot more information than what we got the last few weeks. By necessity, in part. But I think they legit have to have some real news, but because there's only 2 weeks left in the month, so I'm expecting the new patch that has the multiplayer Mega Hive, duplicate heroes, and family reunion will get announced this Friday, and it'll be announced and it'll release next week, unless it's delayed, which is also very much a possibility. The only backlash you heard from Loki was them making him bisexual. So I heard that backlash as well, but you know, that sort of thing is just, you know, the usual culture war stuff. The main thing I saw was that people just thought the series overall just wasn't good. They thought the writing was poor. Separate the whole bisexual thing, they thought that Loki's character development was bad, and they really dumbed down the character to make the series work.
The hypercircuit station is out of commission.
And really just overall made him look bad just so they can build up Sophie. I mean Sylvie, which I get, but yeah, I haven't seen like any huge backlash about it. Like I've saw the usual people that I expected to hated it, and a bunch of people who love Marvel stuff loved it. And from what I can tell, the ratings were fine. I've seen much more backlash over Black Widow than Loki. You get so disgusted Thor has very few costumes. Well, he does have the unworthy Thor again in a pack. But yeah, they promised new takedowns, new MCU skin, but so far we've gotten no new takedowns for Thor, and we've gotten him in a hoodie and just like Miller, a lumberjack Thor. So yeah, the disrespect has definitely been consistent. Have I tried Ghost of Tsushima? Have I tried Ghost of Tsushima? That's funny. Yes, yeah. I've as I've talked about before, I think every stream at this point, I try to recruit somebody new to play Ghost of Tsushima. I maintain it is the best game I've ever played, and I think everybody that hasn't played it so far should absolutely correct that mistake, especially since they're getting another expansion next month, which I will of course be streaming. I'm very excited for it. I cannot recommend Ghost of Tsushima enough. If you enjoy video games, it should be a thing that you play. We thought the directing was poor, the writing was good. Yeah, for the most part, I didn't mind the writing. I definitely thought, I definitely think they, and I said this on the streams, I definitely think that they had to make Loki like really dumb and really weak to make the plot work, which I did not appreciate. But I thought they pulled it together at the end. But yeah, I definitely could see the people that had a problem with that. Especially people who saw that they completely had to trivialize basically the entire Infinity Saga just to make the TVA seem impressive. So that was definitely a valid criticism. What was the Black Widow backlash? It was about Taskmaster mainly. People did not like the twist ending about Taskmaster's identity. They did not enjoy that one bit. Also, the movie hasn't lived up to Marvel's expectations in terms of sales. I think they reported that it's actually the worst performing Marvel movie of all time in terms of going from opening week to second week. And we even have movie theater chains coming out and blaming Disney and the Disney Plus simultaneous release over it. So that's been a whole thing. For the most part though, yeah, I haven't really seen any backlash for Loki. Can't play since you're on Xbox. Indeed. No crossplay. Your question for most critics would be, where's proof you can do better? I don't think that's necessary. Like I hear this criticism a lot. Well, like, oh, well, you're criticizing this thing, well, make a better movie. Well, no, you don't have to make a better product. You don't have to literally make a product in order to be able to critique it, especially as a consumer. But there actually is a really cool YouTube channel that I found. I think it's Nando V Movies, and he basically primarily looks at Marvel movies and shows, and he has a series called One Small Change, where he'll analyze a Marvel show or film, and he'll make a strategic change to the story or a character to make it make more sense and have more impact, and I very much enjoy it. Pitch Meeting is another show I like in that vein. They kind of deconstruct movies in a very funny way, framed as a pitch meeting. I think it's very funny. I enjoy that sort of thing. Like good faith criticism, I think is good and necessary. If you watch something and you can articulately point out exactly what went wrong and how you think it could be better, that's great. Obviously, hating something just because it's, silly. They don't want to give Thor skins. Kamala hasn't gotten a good skin in a while either, but she has some good ones. At least she has some decent ones. Thor just gets nothing. Black Widow is the worst Marvel movie. Garbage. Kevin Feige trash. The Tyverso feels very strongly about the Widow movie. Don't at me, but that was stupid, not misogynistic. Just Taskmaster. Yeah, so yeah, no, yeah, this isn't that kind of stream. This is a very much no cap zone. So yeah, you can freely criticize Taskmaster being a woman without being called misogynistic. This is funny enough a safe space to say things that would get you canceled elsewhere for the most part. As long as you're talking in good faith, you can happily criticize stuff like that. I have no problem with it.
As soon as a prisoner is free, teleport them out.
2022 is about to be Marvel movie heavy. True, but are they going to be good Marvel movies? That's the question. You actually like Ant-Man and the Wasp? You watched that more than Ant-Man 1? Yeah, I actually thought I actually prefer Ant-Man 1 because I feel like Ant-Man and the Wasp got a little convoluted. Like I think the problem with Ant-Man and the Wasp is that Ant-Man, they had a lot of stuff that was basically unnecessary to the plot. Like it felt like Ant-Man himself wasn't even necessary to the plot. They had to make up this whole quantum connection thing just to give an excuse for him to even be involved in the story. But I'm a huge Paul Rudd truther, so as long as he's in it, I'm happy. Thanks, definitely will search Nando later. Oh yeah, for sure, recommended. Yeah, one small change. Great channel, highly recommended. People act like Jonathan Majors is the best performance I've ever seen. Really hear that with every actor who joins the MCU. Yeah, to be fair, I think Majors was awesome, but yeah, people that go overboard, I feel like a lot of MCU fans like that don't watch a lot of cinema. And so their standards aren't, very high for, greatness. Jonathan Majors is legitimately a great actor though, for sure. But yeah, people definitely tend to get hyperbolic when it comes to the MCU because they don't really watch anything else. He joined next. Dark Cycle, Dark Clyde. Don't think I have you on my friends list, but we do have a spot open, I think. Yeah, well, we would if this we have a random on right now, so there's technically a spot. Feel this way about the movie because my Packers movies and sagas and series is always a villain. Yeah, that the villains overall are a consistent problem with Marvel movies. They're usually really, like, with the exception of, like Killmonger and Thanos, Marvel movies really struggle with villains. Like they have this consistent pattern that they have with their movies where it has to end with a CGI fight, preferably a sky beam between two characters with similar power sets. And what often is the problem is that they don't really connect the villains with the actual character. What's your PSN, Clyde? They don't really connect the villains with the characters, the main character, so it feels a lot of times like the villains are like an add-on and aren't really compelling. So that's disappointing. Can't wait to see what they plan on doing with the multiverse. Hopefully not disappointing everybody. If they can use the multiverse angle to erase the Eternals, even better. I'm seriously convinced that movie is going to be just the worst. When he first showed Taskmaster before the identity reveal, you could tell it was a woman just from the body type. Yeah, someone else mentioned that, and I probably should have expected it because, you know, it's very much on brand for Marvel to do that. But I was like, let me just watch it. But then I figured it out while watching it. I'm like, oh no. Like 2022, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man. Yeah, so Shang-Chi probably is going to be good. Eternals is definitely going to be trash. Spider-Man, I think, is going to be awesome. All right, what are we going to do? Scott Lang doing what he did in Civil War. Hank Pym basically went out of business and in hiding and focused on getting his wife back. A ghost also tries to kill her, trying to kill herself. What do you mean? An actor cries on screen. Fanboys. That was the best acting I've ever seen. They should just say that. The best acting I've ever seen in the MCU. It's the only watch Marvel movies. You're not wrong. Got someone that's not 140 yet, so that was all good, Clout.
Okay,
Let's get you some gear.
From here. You need anything
Upgrade your character.
You have done your duty.
Well, I'm all about duty. Bye.
Ninja Pal. Captain America, Winter Soldier handled the villain really well. Yeah, that whole dynamic with Bucky and Captain America, that was great. I thought they handled that very well. Having Abomination and Shang-Chi is still weird to you. Well, I definitely like it in terms of potential for the power of Shang-Chi, because I was questioning why they're making a Shang-Chi movie if they're setting up the next, big MCU saga. Where does Shang-Chi come in? Because usually reserve movies for characters that are going to be, heavily involved in the big fight. I was like, well, what's Shang-Chi going to do? So if he can beat Abomination, then he'll definitely be relevant. Falcon and Winter Soldier with social justice. Yeah, I love how it ended with Falcon giving a stern lecture about social justice. Do better, Senator. What should we do specifically? I don't know. Stuff. I was like, okay. like what? Any OOT date this month? Still nothing. Hela would be a great Asgardian villain. Oh, for sure. I wouldn't mind Hela. I know people are going to just recommend MCU stuff, but I think Hela will legit be fun. Personally, I prefer if they went away from the MCU, like Loki for sure, since they already set up Loki with his iconic missions. But Beta Ray Bill, that would be fun. You have zero expectations for Eternal, so this will be the first time you're literally just watching a movie. You have a little basic knowledge of Eternals other than what you learn from YouTube. I think that's their intent. Like, that's why they went for something so obscure, because they can basically make the characters do and say whatever they want. Because even comic book fans don't know who they are. They're probably going to be like, oh yeah, cool. Invite you. I got you, bro. Too bad there's no join in progress.
Did we expect everything to be on fire?
I don't think so.
Good. Just checking.
What do I think of Space Jam 2?
Cold shield
I did not watch Space Jam 2, and I will not watch Space Jam 2. That is not a thing I will be doing. But I heard it was not great, but I mean, it's Space Jam 2. So the expectation is it would be a silly kids movie, which sounds like it is. Cool. But I don't support LeBron James, so I'm not watching it. What's crazy is that it's a fight between Abomination and Wong. It's kind of dope. I think Shang-Chi is going to be pretty lit. I think Shang-Chi is introducing Doom. What, Doctor Doom? That'd be something. Fantastic Four. Sneak peek. Even though that movie hasn't even been cast yet. What happened to Red Hawk being in this game? I think they're still working on the MODOK villain sector. Red Hawk might have been abandoned. It's unclear. Beta Ray Bill was a good guy. Pretty sure he didn't he tear off Hawk's arm? Thor's arm?
There's a shield cache near to you.
Fight you out in a mission. Gotcha. Oh wait. Got my companions. So did we do the thing yet? Oh yeah. Let's go under here, get these chests. Let's go up X20. Day is going well, all things considered. Had a relatively eventful weekend, but I'm pretty chill. Was watching some anime before I started streaming. No bestiality, but Lola Bunny used to be thick. That was funny. Like that was the big controversy about Space Jam 2 before it came out. People saw that they completely changed Lola Bunny, and there was like legitimate outrage. People were like, "Why did they change Lola Bunny?" And I think the director was like, "Guys, you're being weird. It's a rabbit." Hope Suicide Squad is good, but not sure. Not a big John Cena fan. He already roamed past 9. I heard. The Suicide Squad. I mean, it can't be worse than the first Suicide Squad movie. So it'll probably be alright. There's a new rumor that they're looking for Latino actors to play Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and a black actor to play Human Torch. Yeah, that sounds on brand. Is that some Miami Heat bias? Why you? Miami Heat are the best team in the league,
Be careful in there. Looks like AIM gifted
and they're going to prove it next year.
What kind of toys are we talking?
I'm guessing big explodey fire ones.
Soon as we get some new blood in free agency, we're going to get Dame Lillard. We're going to be awesome. Beta is a good guy. Thor goes a little nuts in the comics from time to time, so Beta is usually the one to step in. Also, make that a DLC. That sounds fun. Make that part of his iconic missions. Not my Lola. That's essentially what it was. It's like, what? How dare you not make Lola Bunny a sex object in this children's movie? You look goofy. It sounds like the compromise they made was in the new Space Jam, they just gave her no personality at all, as opposed to making her a sex object. There are weirdos who fantasize about rabbits.
Resistance is waiting down the road. They'll get you somewhere safe.
Thank you.
I mean, the internet
All right, come on, let's go.
has all sorts of kinks.
Dogs aren't happy. Reinforcements
People
headed your way.
people fantasize about all sorts of stuff.
Go.
If you
Like to turn the game music off in this game and then use Spotify to play the Marvel movie.
Better jets.
Yeah, I've still never gotten around to do that. I usually, when I play this game off stream, I usually have the sound off and I'm watching a podcast. I'm listening to a podcast or something. I basically just use this in the background as something to do while I'm listening to the podcast. Maybe when the game has like better content, I'll do that at some point. Maybe for Black Panther. Have I heard anything about Gotham Knights? I have not, but I heard that PlayStation has another event coming up and there might be like God of War 2 Horizon info, so maybe we get something about Gotham Knights.
I don't think so.
I love to hear something because it's definitely one of my most anticipated games.
We'll break through.
You did a drawing of Loki Freddy Krueger. That is an interesting mashup.
Nice work.
What's next?
Send it to me on Twitter. Sounds fun.
Going on up there?
I think we found what set the forest on
You don't support LeBron either. You just ask this because of what happened with the Heat. Oh no, it has nothing to do with the Heat.
some time to everyone aboard the Quinjet.
I just don't like LeBron as a person.
These punks.
When's that supposed to
I hate how he's
Too much time with Nat.
such a corporate shill. It just annoys me. And a hypocrite. Like
It's on fire.
ever since LeBron James dissed Stephon Marbury sneakers, like I was like, oh, I don't like you. This guy is garbage. Like if anyone that follows basketball doesn't remember, Stephon Marbury was a popular NBA player, and instead of doing like a typical
Bad for them.
sneaker deal where he would do a deal with a brand like Nike or Reebok and sell $200 sneakers to kids, he instead partnered with this smaller retail chain and released a line of shoes that only cost like $13. And the idea was to provide like a high quality basketball shoe at a price that kids can actually afford, because obviously LeBron shoes aren't actually worth $300 or whatever. It's just complete markup. So he was like, okay, well, I'm going to sell the shoes at a real price so that kids can afford it. And when someone asked LeBron about it, what Marbury's doing, he was like, oh well, we would we at Nike hold ourselves to a higher standard. I'm like, what, bruh? Get all the way out of here. Then there was the whole China thing, which I definitely didn't like.
Could use some help.
Looney Tunes is just bad now, but you don't know about the Lola Bunny thing. It's funny. You saw a meme on the memes are funny. Looney Tunes, yeah, I think they did. I think Looney Tunes are on Disney, on HBO Max. I hear that's trash now too, but yeah, I didn't care about the Lola thing. I was just not going to watch the movie anyway. You just heard that the Black Panther DLC is not what we expect. That sounds like the title of a Super Rebel video. What's your source for the news? Is it Super Rebel?
One down.
Keep it up.
He ruined the NBA with his politics. And it's not even about like LeBron having like political opinions. That's fine, but don't also be a hypocrite.
Outta here.
Like don't talk about Like, don't get mad at people for telling you to shut up and dribble
One more.
and not express your political beliefs, and then turn around and tell essentially tell Daryl Morey from the Houston Rockets to shut up and dribble because he expressed support for Hong Kong. Like, come on, bro.
The Inhumans are on their way to the
You had 2 pairs of Starberries. Oh my god, yes. I bought some, no cap, I bought some Starberries like
Blueprints for you.
right before I went to college because I was going to play a lot of ball.
You think you're
I got a couple pairs of Starberries. I love those shoes. I had them for years.
Bye now.
Stephen Barry's was the store that sold them. Bro, I'm 100% with you. You're from Akron. Straight corporate. Starberries was for the kids. Exactly, bro. Like, he's always talking about, yeah, we're doing this for the kids. And here you got Stephon Marbury actually did something for the kids, legit for the kids. Great basketball shoes that you could actually afford. And LeBron just looks down on them. And that's why I love when Marbury said, I'd rather own something than be owned, which I thought was a perfect response. Because LeBron's a clown, bro. He's a clown. All he cares about is money at the end of the day. I don't respect that. He'll say anything for profit. Like, I don't respect that at all. Man's a billionaire selling shoes for $300. Exactly. Like, then kids feel bad when especially poor kids, they turn to their mom and be like, oh, I want to get those LeBrons, and if they see some other kids rocking it, they feel bad. They feel like they're not worth anything because these shoes, they feel like they have to have them so they can be like LeBron. Like, come on, bro. Still no deep dive. I think it's going to be in August. Keep it a buck. You just gave you more reasons to dislike LeBron. I'm happy to help. I personally, like, he's a great player. I do not like him as a person. I don't. Last 2 robots are super strong. Which one? Back Taft, Super Rebel, probably says heavy. Yeah, I'm curious because I haven't seen anything. I've been streaming, so is there news? Oh, what's up, Commander? I'm good. How was your weekend? We do have a spot open. MJ's better. Facts. Isn't he a satanic cultist? When it comes to all that Illuminati, third eye garbage, I don't get too deep into that nonsense that you see on YouTube about how all these celebrities are, Satanists or whatever. I don't know anything about that. I just know the man's a hypocrite and really only cares about money. Can't complain. Had some silliness pop up over the weekend, but I'm good now. What's up, Doom? Grind still on? Grind is always on. We do have one spot open if anyone's trying to hop on and join the strike team. I'll definitely play with you. Your favorite player is James Harden. Not bad. James Harden is nice. I wish he'd play some more defense though. Please play some defense, my brother. But I do like how he played with the Nets. Passing the ball more. Sucks James Harden left the Rockets. Yeah, I mean it was a long time. It was a long time coming though. Like I felt like the whole ISO ball thing turned out to not be a great look. I mean, I think at some point D'Antoni should have been like, you know what? This ain't really working. So let's let's do something else. LaChina James need acting glasses. You're not incorrect. Like I heard people were like praising him for the acting job he did in that Amy Schumer movie years back, which I thought, I mean, he just played himself. Like he's better than some athletes that act, but that's not really saying much. Who will win the finals? I'm predicting Bucks in 6. It just seems when the series started, I predicted the Suns would have it, but it looks like they just figured them out, and Monty Williams hasn't been able to make any adjustments. They, like, even last game, they could have won, but they still needed, to hit a big shot, and then get a stop in order to come back. Like the Bucks just had their number the whole game. The only reason they even had a chance to win last game is because the Bucks fumbled the bag at the end. But it just seems like the last 3 games, the Suns just they got figured out. Bucks look like they got it. Giannis is doing this thing. Chris Paul is not not showing up. Looks like he got it. By the way, why is Robert Downey Jr. credited for Iron Man and Black Widow on Google? So from what I read, Iron Man was originally supposed to appear in the Black Widow movie along with some other heroes, but Kevin Feige ended up going in a different direction because, quote, he didn't think she needed the boys. So once again, more cameos are cut for gender reasons. Is the same reason that Doctor Strange wasn't in WandaVision. Kevin Feige didn't want a white male to be in it, to be involved. So similar reason Downey Jr. ended up getting cut from Black Widow. Trainwreck is the movie. That's right, Trainwreck. Solid movie, but LeBron, wasn't, spectacular. People were acting like, he gave it like an Oscar-worthy performance. He basically played himself. He knew his lines, and he was in his right spots. that was the performance. CP3 is unlikable. I love CP3 as a player. I totally understand why people hate his guts. I totally get it. Still one of my favorite players, but yeah, I totally get why people hate him. Giannis going inside and that son with jump shots is killing them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like their whole game plan is basically Giannis take mid-range shots, but when Giannis is just putting his head down and going to the rim, he's realizing, oh wait, even if they give me 10 feet of space, they still can't really do anything about it if I put my head down and go to the rim. Get him out of here. The Suns might be able to come back. Can't sleep on. It's definitely possible that I hope for the sake of entertainment that they're able to force a game 7. And I really do want Chris Paul to get that ring. I just don't see it. Like I haven't seen any evidence so far that they can do anything. The Suns have really just been getting just wrecked. They have not figured out an answer for Giannis. That movie need all the help. What, Trainwreck? Black Widow needs no boys. I dare you disrespect her. That's right. She totally needs no boys. She could have beat Loki and his army all by herself. All she needed was Yelena and her fake mom. They could have saved New York single-handedly. But those boys got in the way. CP3 is the type of guy you love if he's on your team and hate. Exactly. Just like Patrick Beverly is like the poster boy for that exact type of player. if Patrick Beverly's on your team, like he's probably one of your favorite people. But if he's not on your team, you want to punch him in the face every time.
Come here.
Like CP3 is, I fully acknowledge, a dirty player. He's very annoying. He's incredibly smart. He really will get on your nerves.
Doc, you sent the Avengers to save us? Nothing but the best.
When are we getting the update? If you're talking about the family reunion multiplayer mega hive, probably next week, unless it's been delayed. Do we think we'll get a Solo Hawk movie? I don't, and I think it's licensing related. I think Disney doesn't have the license to do another Solo Hawk movie, from what I've read, which is why we haven't had one. So I think for now we're just going to see. They could also just not be interested in featuring the Hawk going forward that much. So probably we'll just see Hawk, Mark Ruffalo's Hawk, in more of a reserve role, a support role, really. Like they brought the female version into the MCU, so we'll probably get a She-Hulk solo movie before we get a Mark Ruffalo one. I think that's just the direction the MCU's been going in. I heard talk of a potential Hulk versus Wolverine live action movie, but I have doubts we'll get that. Red Guardian doesn't count. He's trans. I don't think Red Guardian is trans. I think he's just a drunk Russian. Drew was a key piece as well. His defense on Book and CP3 was elite. Yeah, Drew's been having a rough playoffs, kind of up and down, but yeah, he's definitely stepped up. That was a big factor. The Super Adaptoid is strong. You're going to fight later? Probably not. I mean, we fought him before on stream. It's really not particularly difficult yet. The hope is that the OLT is challenging and rewarding, but probably do it again. It's not a lot to do on this game anyway at the moment. Phoenix has become one-dimensional, relying on Devin Booker. Everyone else is afraid to shoot. Yeah, like I was surprised that Chris Paul hasn't, turned it up. Like that's kind of his thing. Like he senses what his team needs and then is able to make the adjustments. But so far, the offense hasn't been able to make that adjustment. I mean, even Booker was afraid to shoot. Like when he drove on Tucker. First of all, Monty Williams definitely should have called a timeout. But second, didn't even call a play, and then Booker goes one-on-one, but against Tucker, but he gets to a spot and is afraid to shoot. Like he just he looks like he panicked at the last second, and then turned his back and tried to force it out, and then that's when Drew came in and stole the ball. Like he should just he was in his spot. He should have just turned around, popped that mid-range. Trusted that if he missed, Ayton would get the board. Price for Hawk should have reverted back to Marvel by well over a decade since Universal got the last Hawk movie. Maybe that's why they have the rumors of the Hawk versus Wolverine movie, but from what I heard before, it was a licensing issue. Maybe they just don't want to make one. Because after the Edward Norton solo movie, they haven't tried another. They just replaced the actor, but didn't do another solo movie. I guess they're just done with it. Even Chris Paul seemed to take the shot. Yeah, Chris Paul. I don't know what's going on. This is basically Chris Paul's last chance to lead a team to a title. So I'm surprised he's been waiting for it. Like now he's not injured. Like before, when he was on the Rockets and he was playing the Warriors, I definitely felt they should have made the finals if he hadn't got hurt. I thought they had the Warriors number there. But now he's got another shot actual shot at the title, and he's disappearing. He was great the first 2 games, but I don't know what's happening.
You how when you reach the cells.
You saw Giannis. Like, no, Tucker was on him. Like, he beat Tucker. All he had to do was just pull up over him. Or like Book in that situation, Booker would normally do is he would take a hard dribble plant and just pull up for the mid range, or he would stop, pivot, and do a turnaround. He didn't do either. He stopped, panicked, and started looking for someone to pass it to, and then Drew came and took it from him. Like, they should have ran a play. Like, before they scored, Chris Paul scored because they did their dribble handoff and it got the Bucks defense off balance. But Booker decided to do some hero ball, and it just didn't work out.
Forward inside the cells. The interference from the force field.
We're almost there.
Theo, as soon as a prisoner is
They can't tally Hawk. That's a property issue. I gotta look into it more, because I definitely feel like they should have done a Hawk something with Mark Ruffalo by now. Maybe they don't want to anymore.
access each individual cell.
Marvel doesn't want to share revenue with Universal. Greed on both sides has meant no new Hawk. Is that what it is? So does Universal still have some claim to it? Because I know they're reluctantly doing the revenue share with Sony for Spider-Man. But the reluctant party in that case seems to be Sony. But maybe because Spider-Man is such a big property that they're able to just deal with it, whereas Hawk isn't as big an IP as Spider-Man. So maybe they're like, well, it's probably not worth the hassle.
The cell's force field is off, Theo.
You could have gotten a Planet Hawk solo movie. It would have been perfect before Thor 3. Oh, for sure. Planet Hawk would have been amazing as a solo before Ragnarok. But yeah, guess they're not doing it. It'd be funny if they pulled a Black Widow and did like a Planet Hawk movie, like after Mark Ruffalo already leaves the MCU. Universal still owns distribution rights for Hawk. Disney can't release a Hawk movie without their say so. That's why I read before. Well, thought he was the great Kobe Bean Bryant. Yeah, he definitely thought wrong. I mean, to be fair, he's been putting in work this playoffs. It just, yeah, he was not ready for prime time in that scenario. Gotta check out your friend. Y'all have a good day. A great one, Craig. Happy birthday once again. Take it easy. Pressure got to him. It definitely did. Like when he drove on Tucker, I was like, "Oh, that's about to be a mid range right in his face." Then when he didn't shoot, I was like, "Bro, what? What's happening?" Abomination versus Shang-Chi. I assume Shang-Chi. It's his movie. I assume, based on what I saw from the scene,
Nice work.
it's the point in the movie where he just got his power. He just got his power, and he's getting used to it, and he's finally confronted with a challenge. So he's probably going to get slapped around a little bit. Then he's going to focus and get used to it and knock Abomination out. That's what I'm guessing how that's going to play out. And it'll mark growth in his character and his power. You don't like Professor Hulk? Yeah, I don't like the whole comedy angle that they've taken with a lot of characters. So I definitely get that. Apparently, Professor Hulk will have a new mechanic arm in She-Hulk series. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Makes no sense for Hulk to have a mechanical arm. He has a healing factor as good as Wolverine. Guess the MCU forgot that. To be fair, they consistently made him much weaker than he is in the comics. Black Tusk, what'd it do? It's not over yet. Still got tonight. For what? Still got tonight for what? Great for that MCU Thor. Hopefully they don't mess it up. They're probably going to mess it up to keep it a buck. They're probably... There's a unfortunately, pretty good chance, especially since it's taking this long. Somebody's going to be unhappy with the finished product. I'm pretty confident in that reality. I was looking for something like this. Where does Kate stand in this game's tier list? Mid-tier. She's a really strong character for sure. Every character, that's the thing. She's a strong character for sure. Like every character is relatively strong in this game, depending on how you build them. So with Kate, it just comes down to, I think, preference. Like her heroics are mostly bad, so that definitely affects her tier. But he has a really good heroic piece, and her teleport mechanic is really strong. In fact, let me hop on Kate. And she can output a lot of damage because of it. So yeah, I think Kate's a pretty strong character. But yeah, she's definitely her heroics being pretty terrible definitely take away from it. But her one assault heroic is really good for crowd control. That's one thing she has working in her favor. And her mobility is pretty great. Even with the adjustment to the patch, so that she can't teleport infinitely anymore. She still has pretty great mobility. She-Hulk series will reveal that Jennifer Walters is the real Hawk and she needs no man. I mean, you're probably not wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Ruffalo gets killed off in that one somehow. I think Kate is underrated as range. I think she's properly rated. I think she's been overshadowed by Hawkeye because his range is so overpowered. I remember when Kate came out, people were like, oh wow, Scattershot is pretty busted. All right, Prince. Is Kamala the least played hero in the game? I have no idea. I wouldn't begin to be able to. I have no idea what those metrics are. If I was just going off of matchmaking when I play multiplayer, even with the multiple hero thing, maybe say Kate and Kamala are the characters I see the least when I matchmake. But she still has a decent amount of people that play her. Thor skin this week? I highly doubt it. If the content isn't delayed next week, then probably we'll see Thor next Thursday, but I'm not expecting anything at all this week. I think the only news we're getting this week will be on the dev stream, and it'll be basically announcing stuff for next week. They Scattershot is OP, then they give us back. Yeah, exactly. Everyone thought, oh, Scattershot is busted, and then Hawkeye came out and was like, oh, never mind. This is more busted. Oh, let me get the thing. There we go. Where is he? Mala and Kate, you play less. Yeah, for me personally, I'm usually playing Thor. Hawk. Hawkeye. Little Captain America. Black Widow. But I almost never play Iron Man and Kamala. So I used to play Kate all the time, but after Hawkeye came out, I play her a lot less. What's up, Bob?
I want to know what we're up against.
Any idea on what the MCU score Thor will be like? Like what movie? It's going to be Endgame. All the Thor, the release of Thor is part of the Endgame set. They've been doing Endgame costumes for all the heroes that appeared in Endgame. So Thor is the one that's still due. It's just, yeah, the whole just got delayed thing. I have no idea if it's going to be Fat Thor or Skinny Thor. That's the current debate and what people are concerned about. I personally do not want Fat Thor at all. People also want Stormbreaker, but that might not be feasible even with the delay. You play Hawk, Widow, Cap, and Kate. Your Hawkeye isn't built. You just don't like how Iron Man plays. Yeah, Iron Man isn't fun for me. Hawkeye I haven't played as much as I did when he, came out, but that's usually because when there's a new DLC character out, I'll take the time, level them up, find the right build, especially now that I'm making videos. Gotta explore the character. But yeah, after that, yeah, I haven't played Hawkeye lately. I've been much more into Thor and Black Widow. And Hawk, because he's just so, even with the nerf, Hawk is just so strong. A lot of fun.
You need to access the terminal to reach the turbine.
Probably MC Mjolnir. I think it would be weird if they took all this time to release Thor and the only thing they do is give him Mjolnir with the MCU version, which is literally just changing the writing. Like, I don't think you can even notice. It'd be so subtle.
You disable the turbine. Excellent. Turbine destroyed.
Hawk AoE is just too good. Hawk's everything is too good. He got the Thunderclap, he's got the Bone Shaker, basically makes him invincible.
Generator is no longer functional.
Gonna be sad if that's the case. Thor, I just want Thor to have some respect. Like, as an original Thor main, I think it's very disrespectful that Thor gets so few cosmetics compared to the other characters, so few takedowns. Like, it's not like he's an unpopular character.
So far, I can only confirm
Just the disrespect in the marketplace. My goodness.
That sounds bad.
That's why I can't even get excited that he's getting an MCU skin, because there's the distinct possibility that
Keep digging, Jarvis.
they don't do it right.
Keep fighting.
You got your PS5 today. How can I add you? You have no one on your friends list.
Head for the location on your HUD.
How? You go to the game base under friends, and just like a regular PlayStation, you just search for the user. I'm Sadat Soul on PlayStation. You just add me. And welcome to the PS5 club. You can officially look down on everyone now that you have the superior console. Would you mind Stonebreaker being just like Mjolnir? As long as it comes. But you mean just, if you mean just make Stormbreaker replace Mjolnir, like have the same. Like that's the thing. Like if they do Mjolnir, it has to have different functionality. It can't have the same animations. It just wouldn't actually work in game. So the question is, are they adding Stormbreaker? Because that's a lot of extra work. Make the animations fit. Or are they going to do something like, I don't know, have Stormbreaker appear on his back or something, you know, just purely cosmetic. Like, it's unclear if they do add Stormbreaker, how involved is Stormbreaker going to be exactly? Because Widow has her weapon from the MCU, but it's purely cosmetic. It's on her back. But like, I'm personally not that invested in Stormbreaker. I think if they're taking extra time, maybe do something. But my main concern is that if they don't do Stormbreaker, at least make it accurate. Like don't do Fat Thor. Short hair, do the costume right, and if you want to do the MCU version of Mjolnir, perfectly fine. Shouldn't be too much of a hassle. But just do it accurately. That's all. How did you get that PS5? You're starving. Join the wave, Jav. You gotta have the right hookup. You gotta know where to go. Iversa just got a PS5 too. He's joined me in the PS5 club. It's possible. You just gotta be able to get onto the store right when it goes live. Stormbreaker seems like a huge stretch, to be honest. They can manage that, then cool. Yeah, like I know some people are inevitably going to get super emotional about it, but I'm not. If they don't do Stormbreaker, I don't care. I'll be annoyed. I'll only be really annoyed if they do Fat Thor. If they don't end up doing Stormbreaker, but the costume is accurate, then I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm joining you on Division. Wow, so I can watch you get farmed in person. Jeez button. You want to get farmed? aren't they discontinued support?
If you can gain control of AIM's network temporarily,
Any Kate main in the chat?
their security system.
Are there? I don't know many. I'm sure there's some out there. Kate's pretty cool.
Get you inside the lab.
Iverso is indeed a grandmaster of the memes. Hey, Groot. Saw me trying to open that door. Haley Steinfeld supremacy. I don't see it. I know the simping is already starting for Haley as Kate Bishop.
Network is equipped with a
I'm not seeing it.
I need access to multiple
We'll see how the series is. We'll see how she actually is in the show. I'm not on board.
AIM will attempt to initiate a shutdown protocol if
Yeah, funny, weird we haven't even gotten a trailer for it yet though. Isn't it supposed to come out relatively soon?
beginning infiltration. That helps, thank you. I'm inside AIM security system.
You're a Kate main. Hey, we got a Kate. We got one Kate main. So they are working on a new mode for Division 2, a free-to-play game based on Division. That sounds interesting. I haven't gotten in Division yet, but I hear many people talk about Division, usually in reference to Marvel's Avengers, to explain how bad their gear system is and how they could potentially improve it by copying off of different games like Division. We're all simps here. Yeah, there's definitely a heavy amount of simping in this chat. I've noticed people. We got people simping for Brie Larson, Yelena, Layla. Like the simping is a lot. I think some of y'all need to be a little pickier with who you grant simp status to.
Reached AIM security network.
Enemy spotted.
They'll come out before After Eternals and before No Way Home, late November. Yeah, seems about right. I hope it's good. I heard there was tension behind the scenes, so that could go either way. When your two co-stars don't get along.
No wonder it needs so much juice.
They appear to be trying to tip the balance of power.
You thought it was the 22nd? They never gave a date for the OLT.
Well, let's take this place offline and start to tip
People
it back.
people guessed it might be the 22nd because they usually release content, later in the month, but they didn't give any dates. They actually didn't give any information whatsoever about the OLT this month. They gave some information about the multiplayer Mega Hive, but when it comes to the OLT, not a lot. I'm guessing it's next week, unless it's delayed. Hope it's not delayed. That would be pretty bad. Division has the best gear system. Once you see it, you'll call Marvel's Avengers trash loot. I mean, I don't need to play Division to call the loot in Marvel's Avengers trash. It's clearly trash. That's even as someone that hasn't played Division. Even playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends, the gear in Marvel's Avengers is trash in comparison to that game. And especially Outriders. I played Outriders. I still play Outriders a little bit.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Definitely trash compared to that.
One of their agents is dead. Well done. That squad member has been neutralized.
Got him. Nice to see Haley Simps in the chats. Isn't she pretty popular? Didn't Haley Steinfeld comment on one of Jeremy's posts recently? I don't know. Maybe. I just heard she didn't like him. And there was some tension behind the scenes, but maybe she did. Maybe maybe Disney said, "Hey, play nice. We have a show to promote."
I can't tell you how
You like Kate Bishop? I like Kate Bishop.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Haley. I am not sold on the Haley supremacy. Let's see, what can we do? No, let's do an old-fashioned vault. That's the thing people used to do. Probably fake rumors from We Got This Covered. Haley looks the part, but can she play it? I don't know. I don't know. They sound legit. I mean, it does check out. If she did have a problem with Jeremy Renner, he did have those legal domestic difficulties, if you to put it nicely. So I would imagine a young woman in Hollywood might have a problem if her co-star was allegedly abusive to his significant other. I feel like that would definitely be grounds for some tension.
Likely seeking the same thing. Find the vault and recover its resources.
I thought Jeremy Renner was going to get canceled over it, but apparently since he has a show coming up, Disney were like, let's just wait. Jumping for those birthday people is a no-go for me. This chat is weird. Why did people want Haley Steinfeld for Kate? I don't know if they did. Was there like a petition to Disney when they were looking for casting? They were like, please pick Haley. I didn't hear about it. Buy the game, let me take you to a few raids and do some people. I don't know. I feel like if I get into Division, I'd want someone that's good at the game to show me the ropes. Not someone that gets farmed on a daily. Is afraid to pull up in a 1v1. What's up, Shadow Zone? Jeremy was probably drunk. Is that one of his vices? Getting drunk? Something against auto-corrected dumping. Is it?
I don't have the exact location of the vault. Your signal detector should pick up a shield frequency when you get close to its location. Scout out the area ahead of you to locate.
Pretty sure I allowed simping with the auto mod. Maybe YouTube. Loot bot.
This will be a cakewalk.
Got him. People wanted Megan Fox. That I don't get, yeah. That seems silly to me. What build do I have up? I got the melee one. I got melee Widow. Chess. People are obsessed with the idea of Haley playing Kate. Why? Because she has like the hair. She looks similar. I don't know. I know she's popular. I was never really a fan, but she's cute or whatever. So we'll see. I don't know if she can act. Can she act? Is she going to be as good as this game's Kate? The White Widow suit is so fresh. Indeed, it is never coming off. Oh. Y'all saw that glitch? They seem to be hanging along well. She likes some of his recent posts. I mean, that could be, I wouldn't read into that though, if there are attention, because that's just, I mean, that's just PR. Disney, I'm sure Disney is well aware, would be well aware of the perception. If there's rumors flying and people talking about it, and they were probably like, hey, you know, since we gotta promote this movie, you know, make sure you guys make it look like you're playing nice. Moonwalking like MJ. Yeah, that's a Widow glitch I just noticed has been happening lately. Pretty funny. I'm going invisible yet. Let me cook. Got him. Get down here. Someone said that the White Widow suit was already in the game. Yeah, they're confused with the Origin suit. I saw similar stuff on social media. They're confused with this one. Widow's Origin. This is a recolor of the classic stealth. But I guess because it's white, people thought it was the same thing. But it's not. That is a different suit. It is from the comics too. It appeared in the comics, but it is not the MCU one. Wasn't she in Bumblebee? She also voiced Spider-Gwen into the Spider-Verse. Did she? I don't know. I have not followed Haley at all.
Systems are recognizing you. Please proceed to the activation area down below.
That Widow suit is trash.
Look for a chest with gear nearby.
Genius button with a hot take. Shocking.
We should practice some more high fives.
Pride this community and the grift. Is there? Well, there is a lot of grifting going on, but I think you can find that everywhere. But it's just more pronounced in this community because it's pretty small. Everyone knows each other, and the grifting becomes pretty obvious. Oxide Heart from the 90s comics. Unpopular opinion, you prefer street level MCU shows, movies over the cosmic MCU shows? Oh, so like Daredevil, Black, what? I mean, Daredevil's the best show. The MCU so far. Like so basically the Netflix, you're saying basically the Netflix Marvel stuff, you prefer that?
The vault remains intact.
Like well, Luke Cage I liked, Jessica Jones, Daredevil were awesome, Punisher was awesome. Yeah, I can see why. Like when you have like a street level type of characters, it can be, you know, it can be easier to tell like a more grounded, interesting story, because when you have like bigger stakes, bigger power characters, then Marvel has a tendency to lean into, you know, their usual stuff and become predictable. But with street level characters, they can kind of tell a more grounded and relatable story. Somebody stay on the thing. Got it. Really? Was that it? Two adaptoids? About to say.
They'll think twice next time.
Nah, that's the end of it. What crappy skins are coming this week? I legit have no idea. The volcanics sets are done. The last of them released last week. So usually what happens is on the dev stream, when the end, when there's a new set, they'll announce the new set. I'm guessing that they're not. I'm guessing they're going to have a new set out. We just have no idea what, because the last dev stream was only about the Black Panther voice actors and the story. But we didn't get any actual news about the game or any content that's coming up. We just heard, you know, we just had the Chris Judge interview and then the interview with Evan. So, and as soon as Evan's interview was over, they immediately got out of there. didn't take any questions. So I have no idea what the next set is going to be. I assume they have one. They've been doing them consistently. We just don't know what. We can assume they're going to be ugly though. That's for sure. So I like the new start pack. The new start packs are great. Like by themselves, it's great. People have been asking for more packs, so that's perfectly fine. Good for them. It's just, but I do recognize why people were mad, because if you bought those, and suddenly you see they're on sale. There are people who bought Gladiator Hawk and Unworthy Thor, and now they feel like clowns because they spent 1,400 credits a piece. And now they can get them. Now you can get them as part of a pack that gives you 1,000 credits back. That's 2 emotes. But going forward, that's kind of what they should be doing. They should be offering, you know, bundles instead of you know, charging so much for one skin. They'll probably sell more if they do stuff like that. Especially if they do some MCU bundles. They give Kate Bishop the ugliest outfits. I like some of Kate's fits. I think she has some cool skins. Even though it's comic accurate, I don't like the one with the arrow sticking out of her head. But at least it's comic accurate. But I like Hoodie Kate. I like the Young Avenger. I think Kate is when the skins started getting better for the individual characters. You got all the skins there in those packs. You're super clown. Yeah. If you were getting the skins, like if you were in the game like from day one, you probably have all the stuff that's in the packs. So you definitely feel like a clown, especially if you spent your credits on them. For sure. I don't blame you at all. but going for new players is definitely good for them. And I mean, it's definitely a great time to be a new player. Like, you come into this game, I mean, if you start this game like now, I mean, you got a more stable product. You got 2 DLCs plus the Cosmic Cube and the main story, and then you got Wakanda dropping next month. The Omega level threat dropping next week probably. You're gonna have multiplayer Mega Hive, and you're gonna be able to get some good cosmetics in these affordable packs. Only thing you're gonna be missing out on is the cosmetic vendor and patterns. They're doing those bundles as they get ready to close the game. You still think that they're gonna close the game when they're getting ready to close the game when Spider-Man's not even out yet, and they putting all these resources into Wakanda? That's definitely not something for people that are studying the game history. Usually when a game is about to go under, the studio that develops them does not open a new studio. They definitely don't invest in more content. That's not a thing they do. So it's safe to assume the game is fine for the next year in terms of support. Beyond that, it depends on how Spider-Man and Wakanda do in terms of bringing in new players.
With this vault recovered, we've bolstered our resources and are one step closer to fully rebuilding S.H.I.E.L.D. Our agents in the field will
No more reskins. I feel you, Doom. The reskins are out of control for sure. I mean, look at this. Let's go to any character. Look at the disrespect for Thor. Recolor. Or original. Recolor. Look at the first page for Thor. All these recolors. More recolors. More recolor. Look at how many young Thor recolors there are, bro. Look at all these recolors. The disrespect. 1 recolor, 2 takedowns. All recolors, 2 takedowns. The game probably be dead by 2023. I mean, if it makes it to 2023, that's a dub considering where it came from. I didn't expect it. A lot of people didn't expect it to make it out of 2020. To keep it a buck, the studio had nothing to do with stopping the game. I'm talking about the studio in terms of their performance. The Square Enix isn't going to stop the game if Crystal Dynamics does what they're supposed to do and brings in new players. So in that way, yeah, the studio does, you know, have an important role to play here. If they can get things back on track, then Square Enix has no reason to pull the plug, because as long as Square Enix is making money, the game will get supported. Even if it doesn't quite live up to our expectations, as long as the game is making money, people are still gonna get support. It might end up being a case where Marvel's Avengers get support for years to come, like they originally planned, just without, you know, a huge community. They were probably imagining Fortnite in terms of size when they thought live service Marvel game, something like Destiny maybe, you know, live service Marvel game, multiplayer. But it might be For Honor, who knows?
We have located
Idiot button, you about to be put in timeout, young man.
Let's pay
Oh yeah,
the visit and see
Tyversal definitely
You read my mind.
definitely throwing that cloud around right now. Tyversal's threats to the idiot button hit different now that he's a mod. More unworthy Thor recolor coming. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't already, so that's definitely possible. Imagine if Crystal Dynamics just announces Black Panther will be the last update in Spider-Man and everything. Well, that's not going to happen. If they're going to do that, if they're going to shut the thing down,
Uploading the
it would be
entrance
after.
coordinates to your HUD.
It wouldn't be until
Careful.
December
This is one of AIM's highest
when
security hides.
they wouldn't announce. They wouldn't be able to announce until after Spider-Man. They would say, okay, well, after Spider-Man, that's it. Because they legally can't not release Spider-Man, and there's no reason not to. It would just be stupid from a business perspective.
I've marked the elite hives
Most of their players are now on PlayStation, and a lot of them got the game on PlayStation because of Spider-Man. So it would be pretty dumb actually from a business perspective to cancel the game before announce that the game is canceled and Spider-Man is going to be the last one. Because that kind of kneecaps the release of Spider-Man. What's up, Ronald? Not much. We addressed the drama at the beginning of the show. Oh. Otherwise, pretty normal stream. Talking Marvel, punching robots.
I have bypassed elevator security.
You being sarcastic. I've heard many people make that very sincere belief that they think that Spider-Man is going to get canceled. I'm like, guys, you do know they have a deal. They have a deal with Sony where a lot of money was exchanged. They're not going to just dump Spider-Man. Your content is lit. The information you put on is objective and to the point. Just want to say you appreciate that. Your day one player still holding on. I appreciate you, Chris. Glad I can do that. That's exactly what I was hoping for. I wanted to make when I decided to make Marvel's Avengers content. I was like, well, I don't want to fall into, you know, the trap that some of these other channels do. Like I have problems with the game, but I don't want to, you know, just be a hater, one of these hater channels that only talks about the negative stuff about the game 24/7. But also don't want to be, you know, not unrealistic and just suck up to the company and be obsessively positive, because I don't think that's healthy for the game either. But I think I've done a decent job of striking that middle ground, and I'm glad people responded to it. Y'all say some weird stuff in the chat, not gonna lie. That's definitely accurate. I've definitely heard some weird stuff in this chat, especially when Yasin's here. Yasin is an interesting character.
The scientists are safe. Sending them pickup coordinates.
Spider-Man would not have a. Spider-Man should not have no recolor when he drop. Oh, for sure. Same with Black Panther. We'll probably get the recolors, you know, after the initial drop, you know, in the coming weeks, because they got to put something new in the marketplace every week. So we'll probably start getting the recolors then. But oh yeah, launch day, every Black Panther outfit better be fresh, all of them. Everything in the marketplace, everything on the challenge card better be fresh. I better not see one recolor. first Avengers movie skins. I really don't like any of those skins except Hawkeye's was fine and that, but for the most part, I don't like those skins. I thought Thor looked pretty bad, and I thought most of them looked just goofy. Hawks just is whatever. Hawks are never that impressive to me. Just shirtless in pants. But I thought Widow looked bland. Hawkeye looked okay. Captain America and Thor look goofy. Iron Man, most of Iron Man just stuff looks the same to me. What's up with Thor's MCU skin? Same as last week. Still waiting for news. But I've said pretty consistently, I think that's going to be the case. They're saving Thor. They're probably still working on it, but they're probably waiting to release it when there's content. That seems to be the pattern with MCU skins. They pair it with content, and the next scheduled piece of content after the Red Room return is the Omega level threat and the multiplayer Mega Hive patch. So I would guess that's when we're getting Thor, if we get him this month. It will be then.
I'm inside AIM security system.
Chris, thank you for the 99 cents. I appreciate you. You want Avengers 2012 cap? The only cap skins I really liked were Endgame and Infinity War. Infinity War, Endgame, and Winter Soldier were pretty solid. But Winter Soldier looked very similar to Endgame. I really just want Infinity War with the beard. As long as he has the beard, he has to have the beard. We need recolors of MCU skins. Oh gosh, no! Please, no more recolors. Please, no more. We've had enough. Stop with the recolors. They're out of control.
I've reached AIM security network.
All right, that's that. I don't know how you can consistently play this game. Get so bored after about 30 minutes. When I'm not streaming, yeah, I hop on, I do my dailies, and I bounce. But no, it's different. It's different when you're streaming because I'm just hanging out. Hanging out with people. I can actually play multiplayer. I'm not playing solo. Get to talk with people. It's fun. And YouTube gives me money. So all reasons to keep playing. But I don't, so far I just keep it to 3 times a week streaming this game. Just so I don't get burned out on it while there's no content. So that's worked pretty well.
There they are. Neutralized.
No more reskins. Doom Killer is very, very insistent. He wants to spend his money in the marketplace like all of us, but not on reskins. Get some originality, people. Come on, Crystal Dynamics. We know you can do it. If they don't add the beard, it's going to be a war zone. It's going to be a war zone. And I will be right there with people. If they give us Infinity War cap, without the beard, then yeah, they deserve all the hate. Every last bit of it. That is legit part of the look. I actually saw Wolverine. He did some concept art. All Father Designs on Twitter. He did some concept art for different MCU skins that come with like extra stuff. Like he did a concept art for Infinity War Thor with a Stormbreaker as a major artifact, and one for Infinity War Cap with the beard, and the dual Wakandan shields was like an add-on with additional animations. I thought all of those would be cool concepts.
This should be interesting.
Would I prefer Ultron skins? No. What, Age of Ultron? From the movie? I'm trying to think of what skins like stood out in that movie. I wasn't really blown away by any of them. Where can you find those concept arts? All Father Designs on Twitter. Wolverine. He's a pretty good follow. He has concept art posted all the time. It's really good. I'll shout him. I'll show his page after this. Signal boost him a little bit before I get out of here. Do I play Miss Marvel? Sometimes, very rarely. I'm not a huge Miss Marvel fan. Melee Widow is so fun. I think they messed up with doing endgame skins first. Skins getting better every movie. Yeah, they're going in reverse order could end up costing them a bit. The skins definitely do get goofier the further down you go. But at the rate they're releasing them, it might not be a big deal, because we'll have new stuff. We'll have new movies that they can draw from, new shows. So it might end up being fine. What's up, Kev? Like they started doing Endgame, but then the Black Widow movie came out, so now we ended up getting a Black Widow skin out of it from the new movie. So if the plan is to just do the movies in reverse order, but also release MCU skins to tie in with the new shows and films, I think that'll work out pretty fine. They'll keep them up to date, and it'll give them more stuff to draw from. Also money. People will definitely be buying.
Has sent forces to stop you. You disabled a turbine.
Found some gear for her. Someone talked about or posted build for what, for Kamala? Oh, there's definitely Kamala builds out there on YouTube. Haven't made any yet because I don't really play Kamala, but there are people that play Kamala. Maybe if she has an MCU skin, I'll do a Kamala build video when she's more relevant. But yeah, I just end up, for a reason, she's not that bad to play as. I mean, her ultimate is really annoying because she can be staggered so easily, and you know, her lack of range can be annoying as well. But she's by no means a bad character. You can actually make her very powerful. I just prefer other characters. Every week you hope they're done with the ugly matching recolor sets, but they just get worse. Yeah, don't expect that part to change anytime soon, unfortunately. I'm hoping they kind of take a break when Black Panther comes out and just give us some good quality stuff. But yeah, this week for sure, I'm expecting some very ugly recolors. Because we didn't even get a sneak peek. Like, as soon as the dev stream ended, Andy got out of there. He wasn't trying to tell us nothing else. So I'm expecting this Thursday is going to be pretty bad. I know some people are hoping for like a surprise store drop. They don't do that. I'm expecting something very hideous. I think Hawkeye and Kate will get Disney Plus suits. Oh, for sure. I would be very surprised if they didn't. Kate's her Disney Plus suit did. I understand. I know people, as soon as it comes out, because it's the MCU, people are going to be like, "Oh, we got to have the suit," you know, because it's MCU. But from what I've seen, her suit wasn't that impressive to me. I'm curious what Hawkeye's looks like, but hers, I was like, eh. Oh, looks like somebody wants to die. Okay, I can accommodate you. Can you send a screenshot of gear on PlayStation? Yeah, go for it. Proceed to next destination. I shall. You just want to show me your build? You think we're getting Unworthy Thor with the team outfit?
Every member of the elite
It would line up. Do the pack to give people access to the Unworthy Thor.
One of their agents is down.
Then come out with a recolor. That'd be on brand.
Another enemy defeated.
Can't say I'd be fond of it.
The team are no longer a threat.
Got him. The Hawkeyes, and it's the day off suit with the Hawkeye emblem. Here's a pic on Twitter. The black and purple with the black bottoms. Oh, for the show. Yeah, the day off suit is in the game. It's just actually, funny enough, not comic accurate. You assume since all of them have 8 takedowns except Kate and Thor, they would give us one Thursday.
Hives that appear.
Yeah, new takedowns would definitely be nice, since we're probably waiting a while. But knowing them, they're probably waiting to time the takedowns with the actual Thor release of the skin, so they have everything in one place. Talk about the show, yeah. But that's all for today. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you everyone for showing up once again, supporting the stream. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. I'll be streaming Marvel's Avengers again on Thursday. Won't be doing the usual Wednesday stream because Loki is over, so that's the end of that. But I'll figure out something to do. I think I'll do What If when that comes out on Wednesday to replace it. But have a good day, everyone. Be safe. I'll see you next time.